What is going on, guys? It is Benny, and I'm going to be showing you guys the best newly buffed decks in Clash Royale. Okay, the meta has changed a little bit, and I'm going to be showing you guys the best decks to play. Now, I'm going to put timestamps, so feel free to skip around and find whatever deck you would like to play, and let's get right into it. Now, honestly, no big surprise here. I am playing Mortarbait, but it is for a good reason, okay? And the reason is, spam decks have definitely gotten stronger in this meta, okay? I would say the spam decks are pretty strong right now, and Mortarbait is just another example of that. And honestly, Mortarbait has been on top for a while, a couple seasons now, so if you're not playing it yet, you should. And now, honestly, one thing I will say about playing Mortarbait in this meta is make sure you take use of your Little Prince. If you can't use Little Prince, you can swap it with you know, Musketeer or you know, Firecracker, Archers. There are a lot of different combinations that you can use, so just keep that in mind. He's going to play the Giant Skeleton to counter our Little Prince, which is okay. It's not a big deal. We do have Goblin Gang in cycle. I'm not sure if he has log in cycle, so we do have to be careful of that. Let's just cycle our Spear Goblins in this lane. Now, another thing when you're playing Mortarbait is try not to let yourself get to like 9 elixir all the time, because the whole point of Mortarbait is to constantly pressure your opponent. And so if you aren't pressuring your opponent, you definitely are missing out. He's going to go for a Hog Rider. I'm going to use my Mortar just to pull it. Unfortunately, you know, we didn't have a better counter. He's going to Earthquake, which is okay. I'm just going to log this Hog Rider, and then it shouldn't get a hit. If it does, it'll only get one hit, and that will be defended. But unfortunately, we did have to lose our Evo. So when I'm playing against Hog Earthquake, one of the big things I do is I constantly play my Little Prince in the same lane, but then I'm going to keep trying to Mortar this lane, okay? That is weird that he's playing the Giant Skeleton on opposite lane, but I'm not super worried about it, okay? Just because the Giant Skeleton isn't that hard to defend. So let's just kind of wait and see. He's going to go for the Firecracker. I'm literally just going to Fireball it because I don't want to deal with it. Let's play the Knight right here. Let's go for a Skeleton Barrel as well. And then let's use our Little Prince ability, because it's kind of annoying for him to have to defend it. If we use the Little Prince ability, he has to log, which means we can use our Goblin Gang to defend against a Hog Rider that comes out. Let's play this. Let's wait for him to Earthquake though. Okay, he's not going to Earthquake, so let's go for the Goblin Gang now. And then let's just wait and see what he does. We're going to take out the Musketeer, or we're going to hit the Firecracker, which is nice. Alright, let's just wait. Let's go like this, and then let's go for the Mortar. And let's use our Little Prince ability here. He's probably going to have to log. There's the log, and there's a Giant Skeleton as well. Let's give him a false sense of confidence, and then let's log this Firecracker. Let's play our Spear Goblins as well. Let's go for the Goblin Gang on this Hog Rider. He's going to go for the Earthquake, but he's only going to get a little bit with it. Let's just wait. Because he Earthquake now, we can go in with our EvoMortar in a second. Let's just wait, and boom, let's go for the EvoMortar. Let's play the Knight in front. Let's play the Little Prince in this lane. And then let's just wait and see what happens. Let's go for the Skeleton Barrel right here so that he has to log. He's going to use his Earthquake. Let's use our Little Prince ability here. And let's play our Spear Goblins right here. And because he logged, actually, we're going to have to Fireball this Evo Firecracker. Get out of here. Okay, and then let's just wait and see what happens. Let's go for the Evo, or for not for the EvoMortar. Let's just go for the Mortar. Let's play the Knight in front again for the cannon. He's going to get one shot with that Hog Rider, maybe two, but we'll be okay. Psych, we're not going to be okay. We're actually going to take some decent damage here, but that's okay. We're chilling. We're going to get the Skeleton Barrel onto the tower, and we're going to get some really good damage, and he just lost. Holy moly. That was a close one. I got an emote on him, and let's go on to the next one. This deck is awesome, and it's been buffed because the Archer Queen has also been buffed. She is pretty freaking crazy right now, and of course we're playing Hog Cycle, because you know what, Hog Cycle is good in every single meta. Now guys, if you're looking for a deck, if you have been struggling, if you have been stuck in mid-ladder, and you're always saying like, what deck should I play, Benny? The best bang that you will get for your buck is if you level up Hog Rider, okay? It's great. We're going to use our Queen ability to take out that Sparky. Holy crap, the fact that we just took out Sparky and Musketeer with our Archer Queen should show you guys that she is absolutely broken. She is probably the best card in Clash Royale right now. So you know what, like, but anyways, if you guys are looking for a deck and you're saying, Benny, I am struggling, I need to find a deck that is consistent, and so I'm not worried about Supercell always messing me up, guys, level up Hog Rider. It will always be good. It will never be terrible. okay, and there are so many decks that you can make work with it. I know it's not easy to learn all the time, but just trust me, it is worth it, okay? He's going to start the Sparky in the back. Now, we do have to be very careful because the Sparky deck can be very dangerous, but we do have our Evo Skeletons in rotation already, which is nice, and we should get a bit of death damage, hopefully, out of our Giant Skeleton, maybe. I could hope. Let's use the Ice Spirit to freeze this guy, and then that will be taken care of, no questions asked. Let's log here, and then hopefully get that Sparky down. We do, and then let's go for the Hog Rider counter push, and I'm even going to play my Evo Skellies just to kind of force him to be donezo. There's like, this guy's lost, okay? Yeah, Archer Queen is absolutely insane. She is so good. If you're looking for a deck to level up, please do Hog Rider, guys. It will always be good, and you guys will get into Ultimate Champion or whatever it is with this deck. Right now, this deck has definitely been buffed, and the reason for that is because of the guards. It's actually just such a ridiculously strong deck, okay? Let's go for the Miner right here. And now, the reason why it's so strong is because the guards got buffed. It's a lot easier to defend. Now, previously this deck was still really good, but I think what a lot of people had trouble with was you didn't have a readily available tank, okay? So, because the whole idea of this deck for a while was that you could just use your Little Prince ability to defend when you needed a tank, but now because guards have an HP buff, it's not like you're running something that can just be zapped or arrowed or logged to defend, because it used to be Goblin Gang. So it's definitely a very strong deck to play. Now, if you don't have Little Prince, again, swap it with Musketeer, Archers, or Firecracker. First, I would try to do it with Musketeer, though. In my opinion, Musketeer would be the best. And then probably second best would be, honestly, Archers or Firecracker are both solid choices. It really does depend on what you have leveled. If you don't have EvoMortar but you do have Evo Firecracker, you know, that might play a role in your decision. We're just going to defend this giant push, and then we're going to go for the EvoMortar. Now, you should always be taking advantage of your Miner in your pushes, but you shouldn't be really committing to massive Miner poison pushes in single elixir typically. It's just not necessarily worth it. I am going to poison here though, because it will be very good value. And I'm even just going to log to get all of this down, and then we won't have to deal with it. We get some really good damage out of our EvoMortar, and that's kind of the nice thing, is the EvoMortar gives you the opportunity to like win a game in one push, but because you have Minor Poison, if you're up against a hard matchup, you can literally just play the game out, and it's really quite nice. Let's cycle the minions in the back here, and then I'm actually going to play my Little Prince, and I'm going to play a defensive Mortar. When you're playing against Giant or, you know, like tank cards, that's exactly how you want to play a defensive Mortar. Let's log as well, because we don't want the bowler to kind of hit our Little Prince as well. We'll play the guards for the graveyard. We could have defensively poisoned, but I don't think we'll need to. That is the typical way that you will defend graveyard with this deck though, is literally just play poison right where they play the graveyard. Let's play a high Mortar to defend this push, but he's not really gonna be able to do much. We can just play our Little Prince right here, and then we can start to spam the minor poisons in a second. He's gonna go for the graveyard, so I'm just gonna play a defensive poison, and then I'm literally just gonna go for a Miner to get some chip damage. Little Prince will take out that Goblin, and let's play the Ice Spirit here to help defend. Let's go for a Mortar and the minions, and then let's just wait and see what he does. Let's go for the poison here to kind of help shred everything down and be annoying. Let's go for another Miner on the tower. Let's play our Little Prince up high for that bowler while it's locked on. Are you kidding me? Alright, never mind. I guess our frickin' Little Prince had an idea of his own. But we have the tower down. We can literally just cycle now. We will do the poison, Ice Spirit, and then let's log, and that's going to be good game. And let's go right on to the next deck. Alright, you guys, this next deck is honestly a ton of fun to use. Now, it is Graveyard, and Graveyard I would consider pretty strong right now, and the main reason for that is because of the Cannoneer changes. And another thing is it just works very well in the current meta. This guy is going to go for the Arrows Dark Prince prediction on us. It honestly looks like we might be playing the same deck, which is actually, okay, I don't think it's the same deck, but it could be a very similar deck, which is honestly very crazy. I'm just gonna, no, it is the same deck actually, now that I think about it. Let's just start our Dark Prince in the back here. Now, the best thing about this deck is it packs a frickin' punch, and Evo Archers are crazy. So, you know, that is something to kind of just be aware of. He's going to use his Little Prince ability. I'm going to graveyard now. The reason why I graveyarded was because I want my skeletons to kind of mess with his Little Prince and force him to play a lot of elixir so he can't play a counter push. Let's play our Little Prince right here. Are we going to get our ability off in time? I'm not sure. Come on, please. Alright, yes, we got it. But yeah, so this deck, it's very strong, honestly, in this meta. He messes up his placement for the graveyard. Please, guys, do not place your graveyard like that. The point of your graveyard is you want it to be as close to the tower as possible so that you can get the most value and so that the skeletons have to run the least amount. So typically, you'll see me, when I play my graveyard, I'm playing it back here. If you play it too far over here, both towers will hit it. If you play it too far forward, the skeletons have to walk too much. So typically, anywhere in the back around here or on the tower is the best spot. Now, obviously, one thing with the graveyard is it is very random. Like, it's one of the only decks where, you know, no matter how you place it, you are at the mercy of how the skeletons play. He's going to give us really good arrows value, so we're just going to take that, no question. And then let's even play our Little Prince to kind of back this up, and we're going to play our minions on top of his Little Prince. He's going to use his Little Prince ability way too early. You never want to be the first one to use your Little Prince ability unless your Little Prince ability is going to put in work. Now, I'm going to go for the Giant. I'm going to wait to see what he plays. Let's go for the Graveyard because he played a defensive Giant, which was definitely a mistake. And then he's going to go for the Evo Archers. I'm going to arrows them because I'm going to snowball them in a little bit because I just don't want to deal with them. We are going to take that tower. We didn't even need to use our Evo Archers, which is very nice. We will take all of this out. Let's play our Evo Archers right here now, and then let's play our Dark Prince to kind of keep them alive, and they will put in work, thankfully, which is very nice. He's going to copy our play, but that is not going to be enough, and he loses. We can even go for a Giant Graveyard in the pocket just to solidify our win and force him to play defense instead of offense. And yeah, let's get right into the next one. Good game and good luck. Alright, you guys, the fact that this deck is still in the meta is honestly absurd to me, but it is still amazing, and part of the reason why this deck I would consider it like technically buffed, even though the Evo recruits have been nerfed so many times, is the fact that Cannoneer does not take out recruits very well. It does not play well against spam at all. So that is definitely something that works well for this deck. Now we're gonna play the Little Prince for this minion, and then we're just gonna play our Goblins here to defend that Little Prince slash Guardian. I don't think he's gonna do anything too crazy. Now, honestly, like, the fact that Evo recruits are still good is just absurd to me. And on top of that, I would say, you know, I don't feel very good using this deck because I hate Goblin Giant. But you know what, guys, like, if it works for you, and I want to see you guys, you know, if you want to get out of Ultimate Champion, like, it can either be one day or it can be day one of being an Ultimate Champion, you know? So find what works for you and frickin' go for it, alright? There's a little Benny motivation because I want to see you guys succeed. I just panic played my Evo recruits and I took his tower, which is absolutely absurd. Like, I don't know how this like works so well. I don't know. I have no words other than that's so crazy. Yeah, we just got some crazy damage just off of a panic play. Looks like we're playing almost the same deck, which is crazy because we've had some same deck matchups a couple times in this video, I believe, already. I guess it's not the same deck, but it is a very similar deck. He is running Pump, which I am not, because I don't really enjoy running Pump anymore these days. I know a lot of people do, but I'm just not the type of, I'm not a beat down type of guy, you know. Let's split our Royal Recruits in the back. So now you might be wondering, when do I play it with 4 on one side, 2 on the other side, and when do I split it evenly? The answer is, honestly, it doesn't really matter. No, okay, I mean, like, the one recruit, it does make a difference, but it's not going to be like life or death, so I wouldn't worry too much about it, guys. I don't know why I cycled my Fisherman like that. That could have been really quite bad. But anyways, yeah, no, it doesn't really matter. You're not going to get like anything super insane when it comes to defending or anything if you split them like that. The one thing I will say though is if they're putting everything into one side, you can kind of like, you can either overwhelm with your Goblin Giant or you can try to like distract. And so what I mean by that is if you have 4 on one side and you put the Goblin Giant on that side, that can be smart if they're having trouble defending. But if you find that it's a stalemate and they're defending really well, what I would do is I would put 4 on one side, and then on the side that has 2, I would put your Goblin Giant. And what that does is it just switches things up, changes the pace, and if they're defending really well, they aren't anymore. We'll just drop a Rage for the fun of it.